Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. Almost the end of the first month. A couple teams might be getting buried. Some prospects did. And some guys are killing it, Trev. Zac Gallen. Let's talk baseball.
Love Zac Gallen.
You can't give up a run.
He's so good.
Follow
me on IG.
He hates me. Met his dad in a parking lot. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a Friday recap episode. Myself, Trevor Plouffe, playing hurt today, coach. Banged up his hip. We're not sure what else is banged up over there. I think he left the screen earlier to go puke. And you should go and get tickets at SeatGeek. SeatGeek code TALKIN. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Go to any event, a baseball game, a concert, or where Trevor Plouffe is going tomorrow. Go to a monster truck rally. That's tonight.
Oh, yeah, monster truck. What am I doing with my life? I'm dying here.
Download SeatGeek, code TALKIN, $20 off your first purchase. Trev, you all right, man? You're giving me the heebies.
Look at me. No, I don't feel very good today, but you know what? Sometimes you got to play hurt. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm excited to talk ball with you, though, because there are some teams that we need to talk about. Hey, what's up, Reds? Nice series. Let's go.
Wow.
Pirates statement series against the Dodgers. Lots of things going right over there. So I want to shine some light on those teams today. I think I got a pretty fun award going. I stole it from you.
Yeah, you did. We wanted to give
going to give the same guy. Yeah,
wanted to give our award to the same player.
But these fingers were so quick on the sheet. Yeah. I got it. But you know what? Don't worry about me. I don't want to hear about my illness anymore. There's no excuses. Play ball.
If you're on the field, you're on the field.
Show up. Play ball.
I'm saying.
How you doing, Poppy? You mean you look all right today?
I'm almost.
Have you done laundry yet?
I'm almost back to life. Did a little bit of laundry. Still have to do a little more. I do have a wedding this weekend. Jakey Weddings is back. Shout out to my guy Ed. And yeah, Yankees are going. Put in a little grind yesterday. Had a happy hour beer. Treated myself. So I'm feeling good and I'm ready to get into it, man. Because there's a couple teams that, like, the yellow flag is, like, fully up. There's a couple teams that the green flag is up. Like, hello, Cubbies. Hello, Pirates. Like,
what's yellow flag?
Yellow flag is, like, what's going on? Like, Cardinals. Like, red flag means you're dead.
Yellow. You're going to give one of those out today, aren't you?
I think one team is getting, like, the red flag. Like, it's over.
Goodness.
It's over. Let's get into it, Treviello.
Can't wait to see you on the hype reel in September for that team.
I'm going to be their fucking rally cry.
Been there.
Hey, this guy's never even played ball before.
That's not how they speak in Chicago.
What accent was that? Oh, boy. In the National League, stop talking about flags, but I mentioned the green flag. Your Pittsburgh Pirates. That hot start gets verified a little bit. They take down the Dodgers 2 out of 3 after dropping the first one, and they came from behind on. Oh, we're getting dirty early. Chris Taylor, gang. But then the Pirates get it done. Bay, Contreras, Brian Reynolds in that new contract. These Pirates, they had a massive, they score 8 runs in the middle innings to win that second game, 8-1. Drew Maggi, he makes his first appearance. He gets a pitch clock violation in his first at bat. Come on, man. Pirates, it's real. Dodgers, they called up another one of their kids, Trev. Michael Busch, number 3 prospect, makes his debut. Watch out for that. Pirates, it might be real, man. Nats take 2 out of 3 from the Metropolitans. Mets gotta get it done on the final day to win it. And they do, but the Nats, Josiah Gray, friend of John Boy Media, he was in the office yesterday. He dropped it on him. Mackenzie Gore outdoes Senga, and that Nats bullpen. Holy smokes, they get it done for them. Hey, Mets on the last day. A lot of the names you know, Lindor, Alonso, Brett Beatty, 3 for 3. Watch out for the kid. Nats get a nice little series win, as do the Atlanta Braves. They take 3 out of 4 and almost 4 out of 4 until a late dramatic Marlins comeback, baby. They put up 5 in the ninth to stave off a 4-game sweep. That's got to feel kind of good, kind of weird. Braves, the guys that did it, Spencer Strider. You know we're a Sam Hilliard pod. He had himself a 2 ding-dong day. And Ronald Acuna Jr., if you didn't sprinkle on him going for MVP, it might be too late. Braves, they are going. The Chicago Cubbies, Trev, we teased it a little bit. People are saying they're for real because they're doing it on both sides, man. Nico Horner is making me look like a fool for not having him as a top 10 second baseman because he might be the top 1 right now. He is going nuts. Justin Steele keeps dropping it on them. Padres, do they get a yellow flag? They won the middle game behind Tatis, who he was dancing in the streets. We'll talk about that a little bit. But Cubbies, go. And Trev, your other yellow flag, Cardinals, what is you doing, baby? The Giants take 3 out of 4. The Cardinals salvage it on the last day. Michaelis drops it on the table. Tyro Estrada putting together a potential all-star campaign. Your guy Blake Sable, you saw him on the beach. He was walking it off in San Francisco. Alex Cobb, complete gamer. Giants get it done. Cardinals, woo doggy. Let's talk about it because that's what happened in the National League. Trevor.
Woo doggy?
I said woo doggy.
What's going on today? Are you from the South?
I don't know. I still don't have a real voice. I don't think my real voice is ever coming back. I think I just live here now.
Apologize to everyone listening on audio. Wow, you guys both sound horrible.
Yeah, no, it's a fun show. They both just sound like dog shit. Speaking of familiar places, the Braves are on top of the National League East. They're 17-9. Mets are 15-11. The Fish and hey, those fighting Phillies, 500. And the Nats are 9-15. Pirates are 18-8, Trevor. Brewers 16-9, Cubbies 14-10, Reds are 10-15, Cardinals are 10-16 in last place in the NL Central. Snakes run the West, you know this, 14-12. Dodgers are 500 at 13-13. Padres are 13-14. Giants 11-14. Rockies, oh my God, 8-18. Trevor, the National League, do we want to start with the good, the bad, or the ugly? Let's start with some good. Let's start with the Cubbies and give them a little bit of love. Trev, we were getting into the numbers. We're looking at the schedule. We're looking at who's getting it done. It's on every side of the ball. Pitching, offense, defense. I think it's time to give the Cubs a little bit of love.
I think coming into the season, the thing I look for when we are in the offseason and we're trying to map out what's going to happen, which is kind of silly as we've learned, over the years. On paper doesn't mean anything. You got to play the games. I think the thing that I was most concerned with was, the starting pitching. That's where I always go to. When I look at a team's roster, I want to see who are your starters. And, obviously they had some guys here that have had success at the big league level. But to me, it was kind of like an underwhelming type of a group of pitchers. But these guys have been great, dude. I think I want to start there. I know Dansby's brought a new feel to there, and Yan Gomes has been doing his thing, and P. Wizzy's, doing his thing at the plate too. I love that guy, man. Follow me back on Instagram too. Why doesn't everybody follow me back?
So slutty.
That's all I want. God, I'm so superficial. Justin Steele's been absolutely nasty. Marcus Stroman has been absolutely nasty. Drew Smyly had that really, really good start, but he's also had other good ones. He's been absolutely nasty, and the bullpen's been getting it done too. That's the surprise for me. When I look at teams and I rate them going into the season, the first thing I look at is the starting pitching, and then, hey, are they going to be able to give enough innings so the bullpen can be fresh? And then if the bullpen is fresh, are they going to perform? And they have. They've been doing it. I was just talking about Mark Leiter Jr.
Yeah.
I saw him in the Phillies organization.
Your last.
He's figured
right?
some stuff out. He's got a nasty split ball going, a 1-8 through 11 games for him. So, as we go through the season, we always talk about this, like who's going to step up? Because just because you had, previous track record of, underperforming or not performing, like especially with pitchers, you can get in the lab and change your career like that, dude.
Yeah.
And I think we're seeing some of that on this team. But you're right, man. They're going on all facets of the game. Bellinger out for a couple games because the Dodgers apparently were just having sex.
Hey, man.
And he was part of that. So, but no, man, Belly coming over, doing his thing, like I mentioned, and they're all just kind of firing. And it's the beauty of baseball.
Trev, they're absolutely, you know how I operate. There was a Dodger sex party, and I need to find out what it was because everyone that was there is on a paternity leave.
5 guys, right?
5 guys. I don't know, man. Some things can be a coincidence. Some things can't.
Where there's smoke, there's a sex party.
I'm going to get that tattooed on my ribs. I remember when we did the PPP, and I'm not doing this to put Jim on the bus because I agreed with it, but he said he looked at the Cubs bullpen and he said not a lot of guys' names you really recognize. The one name you might recognize the most would have been Michael Fulmer. He hasn't been great, but almost everyone else around him has been. So, and Stroman, I think we talked about his hot start. Justin Steele, man, I mean, 27 years old. His numbers when pitching to Yan Gomes. I know we're not necessarily a personal catcher pod. I'm interested in it. He's got an ERA with a 1 whenever Yan Gomes catches him. So, Cubbies are going. They take care of the Padres. Are you giving the Padres a yellow flag or anything like that? I don't think I am. I think for me and for them, it still feels early, and no one's going in the West yet.
Yeah, when I think about the Padres, there's just too much proven talent on that team to give up on it. But guess what? I used to say that about the White Sox too.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not putting him in that boat, people. Stop.
Easy. I
didn't mean to do that, actually. I didn't know I was going to go there. But that's how I am with the Padres right now. Too much proven talent. The offense has to get going. I think they're moving Machado down in the order to like the 5 hole. I don't know what that means. I think Bomel try to spice things up or something. I don't know if that'll work. I don't know. Honestly, where you hitting the lineup, I guess sometimes you walk in, you're like, what? If a manager wants to jumpstart you, it hits you like first or something like that. I guess that could work. It just changes your mind a little bit, your mindset. Like, I guess if you do get moved to a certain spot, it just makes you think a little different. It makes you think like, hey, I need to go. So maybe that's what he's trying to do. But I am not ready to give them any sort of flag, to be honest with you. They're not green flagging it for me. They ain't yellow flagging it for me, and they surely aren't red flagging it.
They don't get a flag.
No flag.
You don't deserve a flag.
Figure something out, then you get a flag.
The green flag, as much as we're tasting the Cubs, Trev, there's one team above them in the Central, and it's the Pittsburgh Pirates, who we were tasting carefully. How do I want to phrase that? Like, ooh, like this is yummy, but I haven't seen these unis do it in a few years.
They're 18-8, bro.
18-8, and they just took down the big bad Dodgers. And they could have even won that first game. In fact, they were, but Chris Taylor put on quite a show for the people out there. I don't know how you label it, and I know this is a cop out, but I think anyone that's a baseball fan believes in it. The Pirates have the sauce right now. And yeah, they're hitting, and yeah, they're pitching, and that's how you win games. Like, add another sentence to my analytics binder. The Pirates are going, Trev. There's
an article that came out.
6 guys in their lineup are bringing it right now.
Yeah, no, they're playing good ball on both sides. There was an article that came out about McCutchen and Santana holding meetings after games. A bad loss or, after O'Neal Cruz went down, they got in front of the clubhouse and just kind of reassured everyone, said, look, it's not about one guy. Obviously, it hurts that O'Neal's gone, but, we got some dogs in here. Let's go continue to do this. After a tough loss, hey, it's one freaking game. And these are the things that, like, as a baseball player, you should know, but it needs to be repeated. And it's really nice to hear that from your veterans. And McCutchen wasn't just brought in to do this. Like he said it himself, I'm going to put up numbers. I still have stuff to offer. And he's shown that. 877 OPS right now. Attaboy, Kutch. We just put a fire shirt out on our shop of him. I need to get one of those. Give me the Kutch shirt all day.
You love Kutch.
But I do love Kutch. Everyone should love Kutch.
Right.
Having those two guys kind of be your leader, and I love that Santana is also doing it, because I feel like you kind of need to have an American leader and a Latino leader. That's just the bottom line, dude. It really helps if you can have two guys like that. And they stood up there together, made a point to say, we're going to be all right. And that reverberates through the clubhouse, man. It just takes off whatever negative feeling these guys had in that clubhouse. And, this isn't like the youngest team in baseball, but there's some young guys, or maybe some guys that don't have a ton of dirt on their spikes, if you will.
Well, and they might be if they didn't have Kutch, Santana, and Rich Hill. they've got a couple old birds that are helping out the spring chickens.
But it's just nice to hear that as a young player. Like, all right, man, like those guys aren't worried. I'm not going to be worried either. Like, I'm going to follow them. So I think that's, not only are they getting performance on the field, but having that stability in the clubhouse. I mean, every single winning team talks about that. Hey, the clubhouse is hot right now. We're good. Like, they're my brothers. We show up, we play for each other. Stuff like this helps out with that.
You got to play ball too, and they've got guys doing it. Jack Sawinski's one dotting right now. Keller, Oviedo, Contreras, Velasquez, all ERAs in the threes. Like, Bednar on the back end. My God, yeah.
Keller's Kotuk's guy, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, and he's it feels like he's breaking out. A lot of the every number seemingly likes him. And hey, Trev, Pirates fans again. I haven't been watching every night's Pirates games. What I see, Rodolfo Castro filling in at shortstop. O'Neal Cruz, if you told us before the season the Pirates were going, you'd probably say, well, O'Neal Cruz is going to be an all-star, maybe MVP votes. I don't know. Rodolfo Castro, 24 years old and 853 OPS, playing shortstop, 25 games now. I guess Pirates fans, tell me about him in the comments, because I don't even know, but I want to.
No, those are the kind of performances that you have to have, guys stepping up. Right now, their offense is really going. They're top third in most categories in the league. The starting pitching is doing really well. The bullpen, the ERA is top 10, but the other underlying numbers aren't as good. They're walking too many people, which brings their whip up. They're 22nd overall in whip. So although they have a few guys that are getting the job done, I think that needs to be a little bit better. The bullpen is not allowing homers, which is good.
Like that.
But let's get the walks under control. If you want to sustain the success, that's something that has to happen.
Trev, you're my boots in the street in LA. Are you hearing anything about the Dodgers? I mean, some weird numbers, 26 in batting average. Like, obviously that doesn't run the game anymore. They're 10th in OPS. But, like, what's, I guess, anything out there? Gonsolin comes back. Hopefully that can be a boost for them. I don't know. You hearing everything outside of the sex party?
I didn't get invited to that. What's up with that? I think there's been so much roster turnover so far this year for them, whether it be, because of the sex party, whether it be for some injuries. I mean, they've already had to rely on a few different rookies. You talked about Michael Busch coming up. Vargas is started the year with them. James Outman starting the year with them. But these aren't guys that, they were probably going to rely on before the season. But we've had some injuries, some things go down. And I think they're just kind of finding their way. It's 162 games in this season. I know the Dodgers are going to be there at the end.
Yeah, and it's probably a good time to remind people, because I couldn't believe it. It was, BBD, we do this every year. What year's Yankee team was it? They were 500 4 months, and they had two great months.
2017.
The 2017 Yankees, the upstart Yankees, the first year of Judge going. The Yankees had, literally, go look at it. 4 months of 500 ball, in 2 months, they went nuts. So if you have one of these teams that's hanging around 500, there's no panic button. That's not how it works. If you're seeing a product you don't like, you can panic about that. But it's a long year. And Trev, like you said, the Dodgers, they're the Dodgers, so we're just going to assume the best. And I will say, as we finish off this month of April, a couple teams, it'd feel a little nicer if you're a game or two above 500, because a winning month in baseball, that's pretty nice. And you know who they go to play, Trev? The St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, baby.
What is up, Trevor Plouffe?
In the streets, they're talking about the starting pitching there, that they don't have enough. That's what they're talking about in the streets. And kind of that's what the Dodgers' problem, I think, has been as well. Like the back end of that rotation hasn't really performed. Getting Gonsolin back is going to help them. He had an okay start. But I think that's kind of where the Dodgers need to improve, figure that out. As far as the Cardinals, man, it's been a weird year for them. They optioned Jordan Walker down. He hasn't like been lighting the world on fire at all. He's been serviceable, I would guess you would say. Kind of chasing too many pitches, and they're saying they just want him to go down there and work on that and get regular ABs. They have a logjam in that outfield. But it's not like anybody's out there like outplaying him. So that's kind of interesting. Like, is this a service time thing? I think people are wondering about that because you start the year and you're with the team the entire year. Obviously, you're going to hit that Super 2 status. So this allows them, if this is the play, to have another year of control on him. But in the streets, yeah, man, and Jay Flair has been pretty good. But they need to figure out that pitching. Wainwright's having some difficulties in his rehab starts. He hasn't really pitched well. I know there was like Katie Wu put something out, a tweet, and Cardinals fans were all over it, saying like, we need to figure something out. And Wainwright responded to it. He said, look, man, you could take this one of two ways. I could go and be mad and hide and not be happy, or I can use this as fuel to come back and prove every single one of you wrong. I love that mentality. I hope Wainwright comes back and rights the ship. Because right now the ship is wandering. The pirates are pirating the Cardinal ship. They
got commandeered.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. The yellow flag is up. Here's what excites me. There's a couple bullpen losses in there that if you can, if those don't happen, things feel better. Their Pythagorean win-loss, they should be more around 500. That, I think there's a lot of things you can talk yourself into. Like you said, Waino coming back. What scares me, new Oli Marmol. They had the Tyler O'Neill incident. I had a couple Cardinals fans tweeting at me and like, what are the vibes like? I know that's a wide thing. Also, losing Yachty, I'll just say it. Like, the San Francisco Giants team that now looks like an outlier that won 107 games, I believe a chunk of that was Buster Posey. I know Yachty wasn't doing what Buster Posey was doing, but he did a lot.
It's the clubhouse stuff we talked about with like McCutchen.
Yes.
And we talked about the culture of the Cardinals for a long time, and Yachty and Wainwright have been there. What's happening right now?
You all right?
You guys didn't hear that, but there was an ad on my computer that started playing.
I heard it a little bit.
It's a watch ad. What is happening? I'm mad right now. But yeah, no, that's 100%, has something to do with this. Like a change, that's a seismic change in your clubhouse culture, not having Yachty around. And I don't know, is he going around at all? Like, does he visit? Can they get him? Can they send him a PJ and get him back in there for a few days?
He managed Team Puerto Rico in the WBC.
That can happen. Add him to the coaching staff ASAP.
Hey, if you add him to the coaching staff, there's only one job he's taken.
But more importantly, I think, like I said, I think it's the starting pitching right now. Montgomery and Flaherty have been good. Everybody else has not been good. And you're taxing your bullpen. You mentioned some of the bullpen losses. They got some guys back there. I think they're first overall in Ks per 9. That's what you want out of your bullpen. But if the starters are going to get you taxed, it's not going to be good. So they're looking for that. Offensively, they've been pretty good.
Yeah,
things just haven't lined up. They haven't lined up.
The more we've talked about it, we can do vibes and stuff. Like I still believe in the Cardinals. I think organizationally they proved it. Depth is a funny thing. When you're winning and you have depth, you're like, oh, our depth's awesome. When you have depth and you're losing, you're like, we don't have enough guys. we got too many bodies. Hey, man, that Dodgers series is interesting. Cardinals fans.
I'll be there tonight.
You're going tonight. That's right.
Yeah. I'm looking right now. FIP not looking good. So I'm sure I'll get a lot of pushback from the analytical people out there because, he's allowed a lot of hits and he's kind of worked his way around. The defense is always good there. But Jackson will get it done.
He was walking everybody to start the year. And what, Trev, why don't you tell Jay Flair, hey, your FIP's not looking good. Let me know what he says back to that.
Do you know what he said today? He's like, hey, let me know when you're out there. I'll come peek out.
Wow.
Keep my head out and say hi. And it's a start day for him. I thought that was really nice. He wants to see the kids and probably wants to give Olivia a hug. That'll get his FIP down right there. Why are you guys laughing at me? It's not a funny episode.
You want to talk about that at all?
No. I'm sick. I love you, Jack.
Giants, good for you.
I'm not burying the freaking Cardinals.
Giants, good for you. You guys gave them the business, which allowed us to bring you that segment. I guess Blake Sable. Trevor.
Apparently, we called him Brian one time, and that's not good.
You dog.
That was me.
It was right after you saw him, and you were like hyped to talk about him. And it was an accident. It was innocent, but it was also like, come on.
We're still friends. We still DM on Instagram all the time.
So he is an Insta friend.
Fire emoji, flames, 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 bro. You're crushing it. He had some pretty good quotes right there. And he hits that walk-off homer. And he said he knew it right off the bat. Didn't even look where it went. That's ballsy, bro. Ballsy.
You better get all of it if you do that. Huh?
And Gabe Kapler has been all over. He's a model now.
Do you text him regularly? Like, what's up?
Gabe and I have a very interesting relationship.
Gabe's sexy on social media.
He used to come to me a lot when he was working in the Dodgers front office about players. Hey, what's this guy like? You're his teammate. Give me the goods. So I was like a spy for Gabe Kapler and the Dodgers. So you're welcome, Dodgers fans. And now, we text every once in a while. When I met with Blake in Cabo, we were talking about him, and I put in a few good words. I think my voice holds some weight with Gabe.
Okay.
But most of the time, I'm just liking his Instagram posts because they're amazing.
It really is. It's kind of unreal, some of the stuff he posts on Instagram, and then you think of other MLB managers, and you're like, oh my God, if like Snitker was posting this stuff, it'd just be different. It just
hit different. It's only him and Terry Francona that have the modeling gigs. Terry Francona's got a whole movie. What's up, bro? Living legend much?
Tito's so cool. Just met him briefly for a couple minutes. Trev, closing thoughts on the National League. Just the two teams on top of the NL East. The Braves roll. Couple big games out of their big players, and they're off to an incredible start, and we're almost bored by it. Nats, and hey, I know a lot of people listen to Talking Baseball for different reasons. If you're looking for a guy to like, Josiah Gray came into the office as cool as you want a guy to be. And Hobie Harris came with him too, who's added a little splitter, and he's making some noise in that Nats pen. So
the Mets are 15-11, and I feel like they have not had their complete roster yet.
No JV.
You got Scherzer on the 10-day. You got a bunch of your other starters hurt, and they're still able to do what they're doing. This is a very impressive organization right now. Polar Bear Pete, what's up, my guy? We have to shout them out a little bit because they are weathering the storm, if you will, and doing it very well.
They're weathering the storm. They lost their series. Go Nats, go. But also, Trev, now some kids are playing for them too. Beatty.
Exactly.
Alvarez. And those guys aren't, I mentioned Castro on the Pirates. And again, I want to know more, and I hope he's a dude. I know Beatty, I know Alvarez. These are top 25 prospects that are now getting plugged in. And if they go with the Martes, Nimos, Lindors, Alonso, McNeils, Canna, Vogie, yeah, man, that's why we like this team so much.
I mean, think about the initial blow they had, losing Edwin Diaz for the year. I mean, that is, he's the lockdown closer in the game. You don't have him anymore. Deal with it. Oh, JV's not back yet. Scherzer gets popped for 10 games. Quintana's been out. I mean, look at the starting rotation, bro. Right now on Fangraphs, we got Kodai Senga, Joey Lucchesi, David Peterson, Tyler McGill. I mean, this is not the rotation they thought they were going to have going into the year. Cookie's not there either. And they're not weathering the storm. I mean, you're 4 games over 500 with this kind of, I don't want to call it a ragtag of a roster, but this is not the roster you thought you were going to have. And, it speaks volumes about whether it's organizational depth or, their clubhouse culture. Seems to be pretty good. And that was not the case just a few short years ago. They've turned the ship around very quickly in Flushing's.
Oh, God. Braves, you're going to hear a little more in your standout so we can suck up to you. You guys are so
they're playing
good.
each other. I know it's a series recap.
This weekend.
So that series starts. First time since the Braves went into town.
Ooh.
Stole the division away.
That's going to have a little juice, huh?
It is going to have a little juice.
You know what else has a little juice? The American League Recap is brought to you by Roan. Talk about the pains of finding what to wear. Things are uncomfortable, tight, they don't fit. Roan. And I was looking at Roan today, and Trev, to steal your phrase, I was looking and I was liking. Because they've got nice stuff. They've got if you're trying to kind of put one on for a weekend, you might want to get some Roan. I've got a shirt right here. Nice little white collared shirt. Might throw that on later. Impress my sweet Jessica.
You like the guy who dresses cool at the office.
That
too.
Sexy man.
That shirt does not look like just like a dress shirt. It fits better than that. It's like you can dress it up or dress it down. That's why I like it.
Roan, RHONE.com/baseball. Use promo code baseball. You'll save 20% off your entire order. 20% off your entire order. RHONE.com/baseball. Code baseball. You save yourself 20%. Get yourself a nice little fit going on. Get yourself a nice fit. God, Jess would be so happy if I think I might do that tonight. Throw in a nice little Roan outfit. And, maybe a nice dinner. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe pour a glass of some Roan.
Ooh, some Roan, some red. A little Rangers-Yankees game to set the mood tonight.
Andrew Heaney.
The Heen Dog and the Horn Dog. Hit the music, beeps. In your American League, Trev, the Orioles do what the Orioles do. Man.
Green flag.
They have a green flag. They win 2 out of 3 against the Boston Red Sox. The game they won, the Klubot puts together a nice outing. And then the Orioles still gave him a scare in that final inning to put up a 5 spot in the last. Red Sox won that one, but the Orioles win the other 2. Wells gives them a solid start. Urias a 4-hit day after having 2 hits in the first one, man. This lineup just bangs. Boston was up 4-0 in the first game. They came back from that. Yennier Cano, am I saying that right? I better find out, because all he's doing is getting batters out. Setting records in Baltimore. I love that team, man. I love their energy. Here's a couple big boys, Trev. ALCS preview. Astros take 2 out of 3 from Tampa. Tampa wins game 1. They're undefeated at home. People are collecting receipts online. Oh, they haven't played anyone? Well, guess what? Those next 2 games, the big bad wolf came out. Hunter Brown. You might hear about him this episode. Luis Garcia. Both of those starting pitchers did not give up a run. Jeremy Pena, Corey Julks, who are you? You're killing it. Astros Devil Magic. Hey, in that first game, Wander Franco has fully announced himself to the league. Maybe a top 5 guy in the league, never mind the position.
Was he on your shortstop list?
He was in there as a joke, and now people... Anyways, Houston takes 2 out of 3 from the Rays. Trev, the whole flag topic, the White Sox get swept by the Blue Jays. I'm done. I think the fans are too. You've got the GM giving press conferences and super weird quotes about his job. Hey, let's give the Blue Jays some love. Bassett pitched well, although I think he got banged up. Barrios off the field. Barrios, Danny Jansen busts out these 2 homer games. Springer, Bichette, Kikuchi, your velo king. White Sox, we're going to talk about you. That's the bad news. Twins take 2 out of 3 against the Yankees. Okay, we don't need to talk about that. Angels. Oh, no, Trev, you're Twins. I'm happy for you. Joe Ryan's a sexual man.
Yes.
Sonny Gray, Joey Gallo, redemption. Yankees, they light up Maeda in the last game to salvage it. Glaber, Judge, and Volpe. That could be the Yankees formula for a while if they want. Hey, good for the Twins. We talked about a little bit in the midweek. Taking down the Yankees. Angels take 3 out of 4 from Oakland. Oakland, they win a crazy first game, 11-10. Taylor Ward with the catch on Langoliers that saved it initially. Don't matter. Oakland wins that one. Crazy game. Hey, good on the Angels for taking the last 3. Our friend Patrick Sandoval, that Ohtani guy, 3 for 5. We had to label that he was batting in that game because he was also pitching. It's every day with that freak. Renfroe, Drury, and a nice almost 2-inning save from Estevez in that game. They take 3 out of 4, and that's what happened in the American League. Whew. Holding on. Who doggy? Holding on by a thread. The 21-5 Rays. Don't care what you say about their team. The 17-8 Orioles. My God. The 16-9 Blue Jays, the 15-11 Yankees, and the 13-13 Red Sox. That AL East, man. Trev, your Twins are 15-11, the only AL Central team above 500. I almost said AL mid. I did not. 12-13 Guard Dogs. Tigers are 9-15. White Sox are 7-19. Royals 6-20. Rangers and Astros, little Texas two-step. They're both 14-11. Halos are 14-12. Mariners 11-14. Mariners. The Athletics are 5-21. Trev, let's start with 2 of the best teams in baseball that played. The Astros and the Rays.
Twins and Yankees. Oh. Sorry.
I don't know if either sides of our argument can say
I was going to
that.
say the Twins. I don't know about the Yankees right now.
Yankees are...
Judge needs a new hip. It's tough. I don't know what's going to happen.
The worst 15-11 team. I don't know. I don't need to do that right now. The Rays and the Stros teed it up. The Rays put on a performance in that first game. Wander, Randy. I mean, it feels like a performance, what they're doing. Like, they've got great energy and they're dominating. And then the Astros, who are getting it from, you should know Luis Garcia at this point. You know Pena. But Julks, Brown, Mauricio Dubon with a 20-game hit streak.
Filling in, man.
Astros, did they shut him? They shut him out those final 2 games, Trev.
Julks and Dubon, these are the performances. We keep referencing this, man. These performances like this, being able to step in and fill in for guys, your stars that are injured. Being able to do that, having that sort of depth. You guys wish you had that depth in Yankeeville.
Yes.
Being able to do that keeps the ship afloat, man. And like stuff like this can win you a division. If you don't tank and you just kind of, play like decent ball, which the Astros have been doing, that saves your month. And then you go off in the other months, and it can't be understated enough. I know we talk about a lot of the stars on these teams, like the Astros have guys, But when you have your depth pieces showing up, it's just paramount to a good season. So I want to shout those guys out first and foremost. Yeah, the second 2 games of that series just dominated by Houston pitching. Dalton has some really good notes in here. The Rays have been, by and large, the best team pretty much in every facet, but especially their offense has been going. But against the cutter, not so hot. Bottom 5 in MLB, in the MLB in OPS and WOBA and strikeout rate versus cutters. And Luis Garcia was like, I think I should throw the cutter. Good game plan. He threw 45 cutters in his 97 pitches and just held them scoreless. That's the type of analytics you can also bring on your resume, Jake. Hey, these guys can't hit cutters. Let's throw a cutter.
I will add that. You know who else wasn't a big part of the series because he was out? Yordan. Like, when Houston flexes that muscle, it's a reminder that they can tap into Dubons. They can call up kids like Jolkson Brown. They're doing this. This was without Yordan and Altuve. Like,
they won the World Series, people. We're supposed to have World Series hangovers. They're 14-11. They've been missing, they haven't had a complete roster yet this year. They're just so impressive to me. Like, I know the Rays have taken a lot of the shine, and we have some upstart teams and like the Pirates, even the Cubs, coming around. But the Astros, to me, are still the class of Major League Baseball.
Remember, like, week 2 of the season, I think they were 6-7 or something like that. They're 14-11. They're tied for first place. Houston going Houston. And Trev, if you want to rephrase me from this, I'm going to put my neck out there on some Rays fans that
rephrase you.
I don't know, dude. I'm one of the worst talkers in the world. The fact that I'm here doing this as like a career is insanity. The Yankees are struggling right now. They've got injuries. There's some roster problems that we thought they'd address in the offseason. They did not. And as Yankee fans, we were going around the office and we're like, we need to play a bad team. Like, we need something to spark the bats. We were like, we would love to play like a, not to throw teams under the bus, but we'd love to have a Tiger series or a Nat series or an A's series or a White Sox series or a Red series. Like, the Yankees could really use that right now. All those teams I just mentioned are teams the Rays played this first month. So they're very good. And I believe in what the Rays are doing. Offensive, defensively, pitching. I'm jealous of the energy they play with. That schedule part matters a little bit. They're not going to go their next 30 games. They're not going to go 21-5 again. Horrible math there, Jake. But I'm not chopping them down for losing a series to the Astros. But that does just need to be in perspective just a little bit. Both things can be right.
I mean,
the Rays can be really good. They played some teams that weren't along the way.
What's the word I'm looking for? Anyone with a sane mind saw that 19-3 was not sustainable.
Yes,
like, that's just, you're not going to run through the season like that. But
no teams ever.
What do we talk about? You got to take care of business, man. They took care of business. We can't sit here and say, well, you took care of business on bad teams. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. What do you want them to do? Just play regular old freaking 600 ball? No, they played 800 ball against these teams.
Yes.
So it's going to allow them now a little bit of leeway through May, which is going to be an incredibly tough schedule. And like I said, if they go 500 in that, they're still a zillion games over 500. So you take care of business against the bad teams. You do your best to win series against these good teams. The Rays are going to be just fine. They have an identity, man.
Yes.
A real deal identity, and that's something, man. It really is. So, yeah, I'm not faulting them. We're going to talk about Hunter Brown in a little bit. He shut him down. I mean, that's what you think about when you talk about the Astros. Obviously, offensively, they can go, although they haven't even really clicked yet offensively as a team. Abreu has not hit. He's going to hit people. They're going to get better offensively. But when you think about the Astros. I mean, you think about that high-end starting pitching they have, the pitching depth, the bullpen's disgusting, and that happened to the Rays, man. Sometimes, what did Giannis say?
Giannis' viral quote?
Sometimes the other team just wins. Sometimes you get beat. Sometimes it's your day. Sometimes it's not your day. And, dude, the Astros pitcher showed up the last 2 games. Rays fans, you'll be all right. Astros fans, what am I supposed to say to you? You guys have been riding high for a long time.
Could I tell you something, Trev?
Sure. Well, that didn't sound.
That
Don't clip that.
Sounded like me. What was that? I want to tell you something. I'm not a king. I don't sit in this chair by divine birthright. It's an absolute privilege to be the GM of the White Sox.
We're going there right now.
Trev, I'm so done with them. I don't know what it is. I don't know if, like, I've had a rough 10 days. You're hurting right now. Like the month of April wrapping up. Or it's 7 months of bad baseball. But I can't. I'm done. I think White Sox fans are done. I think 7-19, Trevor. That's not... You know, when we talked about the Cardinals before, there's some things going on. They're 10-16. It's, you know... It's not great. 7 wins. They've only seen White Sox fans have only seen their team win 7 times this year. No way.
It's difficult. There's nothing going well for them at all. 28th in OBP, 27th in OPS. That ain't going to get it done. 26th in WHIP for your starting pitchers, 29th in WHIP for your relievers. That ain't going to get it done. A lot of traffic on the bases. They don't exactly have the most stellar defense either. They've been dealing with injuries too. They've been bad. They've been injured. I don't know about the leadership within that organization, whether it is the front office and you got Han just, what's he saying? I'm not here by divine birthright. What?
It's an all-time.
Oh, sorry. Quote. I thought you were. Thanks for clearing that one up for me. What? You know what I don't like? This is what I don't like, man. Yeah. I know you want people to hold you accountable. You want to be accountable to your fans. But don't come on here and just chastise people saying like, it's all on me. It's all on me. No, it's not, dude. It's on the players. It is on you a little bit. It's not all on you. It's on the entire organization, dude. Like, don't sit here and say it's all on me because you think that's what people want to hear. Fans are not stupid, okay? We don't need to be talked to like we're kids. It's not all on you, bro. Like, stop saying that. There was an incredible call in. Did you listen to that thing? A fan called into a Chicago radio station and went on a 7-minute rant about how the last 25 years have been just abysmal. He talked about ownership. He talked about front office. He talked about players. He talked about free agent signings. He talked about the lack of energy. He talked about, you know, the managers they've had. And he went off. And everything he said was right. It was pointed, but it was right, man. You know, they got a couple decent players on that team. Everybody else has not performed. So, like, I get it, Rick. You want to get up and be accountable for the people. But, man, it's not all on you. It's on everybody. And this, yeah, I mean, if you want a red flag and you can, I am going to be like one of the people playing the violin on the Titanic. I'm going down with the ship, bro. I am. I still look at this roster and I can't fathom them being this bad all year. I cannot. I can't imagine Lance Lynn continuing like this. They need to get Tim Anderson back. But this is, I guess I'm going down with the ship. And I'm okay with you red flagging them at the same time.
Trev, I'm okay if I'm wrong and they finally click 7 months later that we've won.
It's not going to happen. Okay.
No, I can't. I'm almost getting emotional. Like, I would be happy for baseball because there are so many good players on this team that I want to talk about in an endearing way, and I can't at all. And man, I hope, you know, you were last year, you were talking about how the Mariners fans and even their, I think their social media team got involved a little bit because you announced them dead. Mike Trout killed them famously. And
he did kill him.
They rallied around that a little bit. The zombie Mariners. Hey, I kind of don't want to be like that. If they do, I'd be happy for White Sox fans. I'd be happy for those players. I almost get nerd. Lucas Giolito's been very nice to us. He's one of the biggest men I've ever seen. He could toss me around like a sock puppet. I'll tell you this. If it continues like this and he does get traded that I referenced last episode, he'd be a fine trade piece. I think his quote, whatever team he was on, he'd say, what a breath of fresh air. Because I can't imagine what that organization is like right now. And hey, maybe they rally and it's wow, can you believe it? I'm out.
I'm not in the clubhouse, obviously, guys. I'm in Magnacon studio right now. Sick as a dog, still doing the show.
Dog.
But tell me who the leader in that clubhouse is. We just talked about the Pirates. Santana, McCutchen, stepping up. Who does that for them? Elvis Andrus, he's been there, what, a year and a half? Not even? How long has he been there? He can't really.
Yeah, not even. He was like after the deadline, and now he's back.
You could say that about Santana. You can't say it about Kutch, though. They need leaders. It can't be pitchers. That's my take on the whole thing.
I guess it would be Tim Anderson, who's hurt now.
Yes,
but
it cannot be a pitcher, and people might fight me on that. And I think there are pitchers that are leaders, and they can be that. But for the most part, every single team I played on is a position player because you're in the grind. You're there every single day doing it. And you have to those are the guys that rally the boys. I don't know what they got, man. I hope it's Tim Anderson, and I hope he steps up and figures a way out to get these guys going again. But when you look at kind of these guys are trying, dude. They are.
Right.
They're working. They're trying, but it's just not enough. Like something has to change because the results are just not there. They haven't been there at all. And at the end of the day, man, it is a results business. You got to get the job done. So I don't know if they need a new voice. We thought we were going to get it with Grifol. I don't think he's the problem.
They're playing.
I always mention this.
Trev, I just tweeted out.
Managers can only do so much.
The Fangraphs page, that little box that shows like a brief summary of hitting, pitching, starting pitching, and relief pitching. There's a lot of 29s on there. There's a lot of 25s on there. Like, here's the one.
You look up and down the stat sheet. It's not good, dude. I'm
gonna leave a 1% window open because I understand.
No.
Hear this out. What you said about pitchers, I think there's truth there. If TA comes back and Liam Hendricks comes back, you talk about pitchers, and it's a tough role to be a leader. For a starting pitcher, if there's 4 days you're not on the field, hey, if you're the guy that ends up on the field to try to secure every win, and you just beat cancer and shit, and you're a fucking Aussie, his personality, he can lead a little bit. So I would love if that's a storyline. Liam Hendricks comes back and the White Sox fucking go. I can't believe in it, but I would love that for baseball. Whew. Talking baseball.
You're hot. Do you like?
Am I okay?
Are you a secret White Sox fan? Were you the caller? Hey, you know what though? Shout out Jake Berger, getting an opportunity, and he's one dot in it right now through 59 plate appearances. I understand that, but hey, you're getting a shot and you're doing it. Yasmani's been hitting decently. Everybody else is kind of just doing nothing. That starting pitching.
Jake Berger's childhood home.
You love Jake Berger.
Jake Berger pod.
Can I give him a Kopech? I believed in you, bro. He's got a 7. Lance Lynn got a 7. Everybody else in the 4s. It's a Twins league, baby. That's what I would say, because they're the opposite.
You want to talk some Twins? Because I don't have much for the Yankees. They're hurt, playing a weird brand of baseball. We talked about it midweek a little bit. I'll give you a minute on the Twins.
Give me a minute on the Twins.
You know what, Trev? I'll give you 15.
You guys used to fucking talk about the Yankees.
I'll give you 15.
Ad nauseum.
30.
Term.
Just run out the show.
It's the pitching for the Twins. Holy crap. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
It's the pitching for the Twins. Let's go, dude. The starters have been great. In this series in particular, Sonny Gray shuts him down. He was absolutely nasty, throwing wiffle balls up there. Joe Ryan comes back the next day, does the damn same thing, scattered some hits, but looked great doing it. They get banged up the next day. They jump Maeda there. But, we get the first season series win against the Yankees since 2001, which is I thought was a made-up stat. But times are changing, man. The offense still has not clicked for the Twins. I think it will. I think that they have enough there. I think getting Correa, getting him hot will be good. They're going to get Kirilloff back. Joey Gallo's been great. I hope he continues that. So like I said, we talked about this last time. Maybe it was a Wednesday or Monday, but the Twins have room to improve, man. The pitching's been good, but the offense really hasn't been there yet. If they can get everything going all at once, I think this team has a chance to do some really special things this year. There's a good vibe in Minneapolis right now. And beating the Yankees, talk about slaying the dragon. It's just the first step. It's the first step, man. Baby steps. But they look good. I'm excited. I'm going to be part of it. When they get a World Series ring, I'm probably going to get a World Series ring.
Right.
Maybe a playoff share? You guys want to fucking hook it up?
That pitching, Trev, it's no joke, man. What Pablo Lopez, Sonny Gray, Joe Ryan, and even those guys in the bullpen, Duran and Lopez, what those guys can do. Yeah, man, there's a different level of hope this year in Minnesota. So I'm happy for you. And yeah, Yanks are funky, man. They need their young guys to go. They need a Matt Carpenter type performance this year from someone like a Jake Bowers in AAA or something. If you want more Jake Bowers in AAA, go check out Talking Yanks. Trev, I guess the two we didn't really get to, O's Sox. Oh, I guess we talked about that a little bit. Or A's Angels. Do you want anything with those two, or jump it to the IL?
I think we jump into the IL. Good job by the Angels taking care of business, taking 3 or 4. That was a wild first game. That was a crazy catch by Taylor Ward. Yeah. All for naught, though. That kind of stinks, but awesome to see that. And then, Shohei does his thing. Sandoval, really good start there. 7 innings pitched with 2 earned runs. He's a dog, man. Where are you at with the Angels? What's your feeling on them right now? Same as it has been? Because that's kind of where I'm at.
I feel like they feel a little better. I mean, I got duped by them last April, so I'm not buying in at all. And I still very much believe in the Astros. And I think the Rangers have shown me more than so I guess for me, they have a divisional problem where, the vibes feel pretty okay in Halo Land, but I can't buy in because of the teams around them.
Okay.
It's a little soft. It's a little bit of a soft take, but it's honest.
We got to get this. We have to let the season breathe a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think there are teams that you can see early on in the season. Okay, they're going to be there. There's teams that you can see early on in the season. They're not going to be there. I think the story is yet to be written on the Angels. I haven't seen enough to really determine that. It's a big year for these guys. It's a massive year for the Halos. You
know what, Trev? That's a great point. The fact that they didn't poop the bed in April is very important to them. Where
are they standing right now?
Because otherwise, literally every episode, we'd be talking about where Shohei's going.
14-12 right now, 2 games over 500. I mean, look, I think we have to see more ball out of them. I think their relievers have been good. Starting's been decent. I think they can also perform a little bit better offensively. They've had some guys go. So there is room for improvement there. I get what you're saying about the division, but I don't really put that much stock into that because we're playing such a more balanced schedule. It's means a little bit less. I put the Rangers and the Angels kind of in the same spot for me. Like, I got to see more.
Honestly, I'm going to kind of say it again. A big box for them this year was don't shit the bed in April, and they have a winning record. So, like, that's good.
Is Hunter Renfroe just like a guy?
Yes.
Has he always been a guy and we just don't ever freaking know it? Or
he's
what?
MLB's Brandon Cooks. He ends up on a different team, and you draft him in fantasy, and you kind of hate it, but you play him, and he has some big games, and, like, he moves on to the next team. The guy's been good.
He hits extra base hits, man. His on-base percentage for his career is only .302. This year it's changed. It's .352 early on in the season. He's got a career .796 OPS.
He hits with pop, man.
And he signs,
He's
what,
improved
1 year
every
deals?
He's been traded around. It's like a trade.
I don't think he's had one free agent deal signed with Boston. They traded him to Milwaukee the next year.
Here's a good one.
Milwaukee traded him to the Angels.
Oh my gosh. Let's do career earnings.
Ooh.
I know what he's making this year, so I'll tell you that. He's making 11.9 this year. Good for him.
I'll go. That's so weird. 55?
Ooh, that's high for me, I think.
Okay. Oh, do you know? I thought you knew.
I don't know. I'm going to look right now.
I think I'm looking at the number.
I think he's in the high 30s. No, I think he's in the low 30s.
The number I'm seeing is 27.
Okay.
Yes.
The last 2 years are real money.
31. Put up a big year this year. I don't know. He plays a wild right field. A lot of outfield assists, a lot of errors. He's
really balls to the wall, Hunter.
He's a wild horse. Orioles, I love your team so much. They're not getting a big up today, but my God, Yennier Cano, he's 24 consecutive batters out to start the season.
Yeah, slinging it up there. Yeah, man.
Dude.
That's what I'm talking about. It's so hard to predict bullpens nowadays because guys can change their pitch selection, whenever they want, essentially. It could change in one bullpen session. It's nuts, man. So, it's paramount for all these teams to be able to, analyze the data and be able to apply it in real life situations, man. If they saw something, hey, we saw you throw this pitch, TrackMan caught this spin at this angle. Can you do that again? It's simple stuff like that can change someone's career. So good for Cano. I wanted to go back to the Angels. Shout out Brandon Drury for getting out to a good start. He had a moment. He had a homer. He's like, oh yeah, that got me going. And usually that does get you going a little bit. But I like that he's an 824 right now. The on base percentage isn't there, but off to a good start nonetheless.
He's got some pop. It's good to feel good, Trev, which this podcast has struggled with the past couple weeks. Orioles, man, they have a bullpen and their offense is relentless, and that's a really good formula. It's a really good formula.
And they got their starters had that good stretch. They got banged around this series a little bit, but
I love them, man.
That bullpen. Let's go.
Trev, let's do a little IL, Big Poppy.
Yeah.
In the IL, Kansas City Royals, Arizona Diamondbacks. You guys were glued to your televisions and you watched the Snakes take 2 out of 3. Man, my Royals they're in a dark place, huh? Hey, the game they won, it was a Singer Day. They put up some runs. They have a new Homer thing. They've got a gladiator mask. We like that. And hey, my Snakes, Zac Gallen refuses to give up a run. Unreal. You're going to hear about him. Man, they sent down some of their young guys. We saw a lot of that around baseball. Snakes win another series. They're on top of the NL West. Rockies Guards, another series that, Trev, I know you watched a lot of. Rockies take 2 out of 3. Head turn? Guardians under 500. Hey, go Rockies, go. Profar, Malibu Mike 3-hit day? Uh-oh.
I should be golfing with you right now. Why are you still playing baseball?
Charlie Blackman. How about young Bretton Doyle getting a chance and putting something out there? Same with Feltner. Go Rockies, go. Cleveland. Are we worried? And your Cincinnati Reds sweep
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Texas Rangers. We've got a couple walk-offs, a comeback, down 6. Hey, man, Graham Ashcraft has been twirling it. Nick Senzel, former big-time prospect with a couple huge games. Don't forget thick neck Josh Young's 2-homer day. But it's Reds, baby. They do it. 2 walk-offs, big comeback. You gotta love a couple good nights in Cincinnati. Phillies take 2 out of 3 from Seattle. Seattle, another yellow flag team, Trev.
No. Stop that.
Hey, man, they won the first game. Kelnick, Teoscar, you love that for them. But these Phillies are starting to win again. Castellanos, man, George Kirby, a great start, but all for naught in that final game. Phillies get it done. How about Cody Clemens getting involved in that win? Brewers, Tigers. Tigers take 2 out of 3. Jesus. Couple, wouldn't have predicted this week's IL, Trev. Man, Nick Maton with the big game. Kerry Carpenter. I think, was that his walk-off that lost me a bet? Whoa. All right, Jakey Gambles. We'll get away from that. Hey, that's what happened in the IL.
One of the more aesthetically pleasing series was the Phillies. More on that a little bit later. My standout performance is going to come from that series.
Standout performance. No yellow flag for the
teaser.
Mariners, huh? Because no. You just talked about. Okay.
I think that
Not yellow at all.
I trust them as an organization to get it going, and that's coming from a guy that pronounced them dead last year. They just turned me like. Do you know like?
So that's what's going on here.
Do you know like in Game of Thrones when
Sure do.
One of the Greyjoys gets like he's like part of the Starks, but he goes back and then he's
How
like
mid were the Greyjoys? Get out of here.
Well, there's the one guy that like took over who wasn't really a Greyjoy. I think he was a bastard, and he trained the Greyjoy to be like his like puppet, essentially. Like he like broke him down like a dog, dude.
Yeah.
That's what Mariners fans have done to me. Like I'm just like, yeah, they're great. They're great. I love the Mariners. George Kirby. It's the best I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God.
I'm terrified of Mariners fans.
Are you Reek? Are you the Mariners
yes.
Reek?
I couldn't remember his name, but they broke me.
Trevor.
Like I'll go get them dinner and I'll just give it to them and leave.
Trevor.
I don't deserve to be at the table with them. Throw my food on the floor. I'll eat it off the fucking floor.
So much to unpack there. I can't.
I love it so much.
I got to stop my cursing.
Zac Gallen, 28 innings scoreless, is insane, and he deserves to be talked about more, and I'm going to say that every episode, even when he starts giving up a run, which maybe he won't.
New Jersey boy?
Maybe he won't. He's out of control and jumping around this aisle a little bit. There won't be a ton of huge Reds weeks. Well, maybe we're wrong. Baseball has a way. But boy, did they have a fun one, huh? 2 walk-off sweep those Texas Rangers. Good on the Reds, babe.
No, it's amazing, dude. To be able to come back like that. I mean, if there is a time for the Reds to have confidence and try to take some momentum and run with it, it's right now, because when you win games in that fashion, that's what it does. It breeds confidence in you. That's when you can point back to and say, hey, we were down in those games. And do you remember what happened? We came back and did the damn thing. Senzel had a really nice swing on that last walk-off. I think it was a 3-2 breaking pitch and didn't try to do too much. There's a runner on second base. He ain't thinking big fly right there. He's thinking about, getting him in any way he can. Short stroked it, homer. Those things right there mean something, man. When you have those type of at-bats and as a team you have those type of series, hey, there's some talent on this roster.
There really is, man. There's some kids that can ball.
Getting going a little bit, and series like this can make it happen.
There's some kids on that team that can ball.
I thought you said that with some gall. I think that's also a word.
Some kids on
Beavers,
that
can you look up? He's not in his chair
He
anymore.
sprinted out. I don't know. I don't know what that was.
Well, I think gall's a word.
Gall is definitely a word. I don't know if the Reds have it. Reds fans,
sound off.
Sound off and let us know.
If you guys haven't subscribed to this channel yet,
what are you doing?
Please.
What are you doing? Subscribe.
Gosh, I'm sick right now. I'm laying my life out for you.
You're on the table. Reek.
I appreciate it. Let me tell you something what happened the other night.
Okay.
We're in the IL now. Things get a little crazy now. Shout out Zac Gallen for throwing wiffle balls. There was someone opened up a stream of our office. And I get a tweet saying, hey, there's like an empty stream going on. So I was like, all right, let me see what's going on. I was in the chat for like 5 minutes and we were just getting rowdy in the chat. It was like a concert in the chat. And the screen was just the room, an empty room. And we're all like, ooh, what's there? Ooh, there's a fanny pack. What's going on? That was the most rowdy chat I've ever been.
Have we gotten an answer on that yet? Do we know what happened?
I still don't actually know what room it was.
The screen like flickered a few times. It was nuts.
Was it the live stream
lounge?
Most fun
yes, it's the most fun I've had in a chat. Like the people were fired up, man. I don't know how I got here, but it was awesome. If you're a part of it, you know it.
Yeah, no, that was pretty funny. Yeah, there's a bunch of texts and messages in our company. We're like, hey, there's a live stream of nothing going on right now. I don't know what happened. The Jam Football Talking Giants guys, they were streaming for the draft last night, and maybe on the way out they hit a go live again. I don't know, but yeah,
this was a couple nights ago, right? So it's probably supposed to be a test.
Oh, I thought it was last night.
I thought it was 2 nights ago. I think it was a topic.
Yeah, it was 2 nights ago.
Oh, okay.
Probably was a practice stream.
It just happened. Yeah. Trev, you want anything else there? Maybe my Rocks fans will be mad at me. They thought they'd get more, but I'm good in the IL.
No, we're good. We don't usually go too in depth. Phillies, nice series against my Mariners.
Hey, back to 500. They were down for a little bit. Good for them.
Yeah. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Mariners later.
Yeah, I know you are. God, fucking puppet boy for the Mariners.
Shout out the Tigers. I don't know. I feel like we never talk about the Tigers. And apparently AJ Hinch is a genius because ever since he benched Javi Baez, he's been going off.
Yeah. That's good coaching.
It is good coaching. You got anything on that series? I'm looking through the stats right now. I definitely did not watch the Tigers versus the Brewers series. I'm going through the sheet right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Kerry Carpenter lost me a bet. That's what I know.
Nick Maton was 0 for 22. And this is what I'm telling people. Sometimes when you're there, bunting's okay. He bunts to get on to first base and then slugged his way around the bases in the third. That's on the sheet right there. But I love a bunt when you're feeling down and you just need a knock so you can see it on the board, see that average go up a little bit. This is the way.
It's good to feel good. I might put that on a shirt, man.
God, I love the Mandalorian show.
Trev, standout performances.
Standout performances
is brought to you by Lightbox. Trev, if you're trying to stand out this Mother's Day, maybe get mom or wifey or whoever it is in your life some Lightbox diamonds. And they're lab grown, so they'll be a price you will understand a little better. Sparkly studs, brilliant necklaces. These joms will make her jaw drop. Code TalkinBaseball10. 10% off your purchase. Mix it up. Don't get the flowers. Don't get the socks. I mean, a nice necklace. Oh, where'd you get this necklace? Oh, the hubby got it for me for Mother's Day. Oh, must have been a pretty nice weekend. Shop Lightbox lab-grown diamonds. Use code TalkinBaseball10. 10% off. There's a link in the description. Trevor?
Shine bright like a diamond. That's what Rihanna says. Why do you have 2 people highlighted? That's against the rules. Is one of them for your award?
It's the top
I'm doing
guy.
2 now.
I'm not doing 2. I'm unhighlighting one.
Well, I'm going to do 2.
Okay. You
Shout
do 2,
out
I
Alex
do 1.
Cobb.
Perfect.
I want to shout out Alex Cobb. Complete game shutty. 6 hits. He's our friend. We love him.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoy Alex Cobb, and seeing him have success makes me happy. So I want to shout him out. 9 innings pitched, 6 hits, 0 earned runs. He only walked 1 and only 4 Ks, which means he's eliciting soft contact, which was the nickname that your manager gave you in Little League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was
my real standout.
That was my nickname on the middle school dance floor.
That's gross. My real standout performance. And I love this for so many different reasons. First of all, JP Crawford and I are going to have a tri-tip off.
Yes.
And that's his specialty. It's also my specialty.
It was also the middle school dance floor.
Tri-tip off. What were you doing in middle school?
I don't know, man.
I was playing sports on the freaking blacktop, dude. You're like getting hard-ons on the dance floor?
No, time out. I didn't say that. I did not say that.
Or like trying to, but not achieving it. I don't know.
Anyways, really
tri-tip
hard.
is a cut of meat.
I know. You're very proud of it.
Beautiful cut of meat.
You
JP
Cali
Crawford
boys
and
are
I.
very proud of your tri-tip.
We are. Thank you very much. Also, we always mention JP Crawford on this pod because we are a JP Crawford pod. Also, I am the Mariners fans freak. Goes 3 for 4 with a double, a home run, 4 ribbies, and a run against the team that basically gave up on him. Revenge games always do it for me, man. When I went back to Minnesota the first time, all I wanted to do was have a revenge game. I was like, I just want to fucking crush the ball so much. Never really happened. I grounded out into a double play to end the game.
Stop.
Yeah, Brandon Kinstler, who like was never really that nice to me, so we didn't really have a great relationship. I wanted to hit. I mean, we were close. I think it was like a 1-run game or something like that. And I was like, dude, I'm about to hit a homer right here.
I'm about to win the game.
2-hopper to the shortstop. I didn't have to run. It was just over, tailor-made. Anyways, JP does it though, man. And I've seen this guy in the Phillies organization not getting his shot, kind of like withering away in AAA. They didn't really know what to do with him. Oh, he's a light hitting shortstop. Can he play at the big leagues? Is he physical enough? Heard all those things about this guy. He goes over to Seattle, finds a home. They let him be himself. He's turned into a really good ball player over there. So shout out JP Crawford. Love you for more reasons than you know. I think I just explained all of them. Tri-tip, former teammate, revenge game, swag.
His homer was sick.
Yeah. It was a bomb.
It was a bomb. And just
against another guy who likes to cook, Taijuan Walker.
Look at that.
Those are some tri-tip guys.
You, JP Crawford and Taijuan Walker in the tri-tip contest. You might finish
I would
last.
love that. I don't want to tell them like they're going to lose, but fuck, I'm good, dude.
When they're both done playing, you can have some nice July weekends.
Trev, great double standout, triple standout. I'm gonna do a knockoff Trevor Plouffe and list a couple guys because I could have given this to Corbin Carroll. I could have given this to Jan Gomes or Danny Jansen, who had big days. Could have given this to Wander Franco. Could give anything to Zac Gallen.
Oh my god.
Trev, I had 2 guys highlighted. One was Sam Hilliard, just because we've become a full-blown Sam Hilliard pod.
Yes.
He had a 2-homer day with a steal, and he's just full-blown Braves magic. But another guy is Braves magic. Spencer Strider, 8 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 13 Ks, and no walks, Trev. He gave them nothing. Baseball's a really tough sport, Trev. I don't have to tell you this. Spencer Strider was so good last year, I think everyone was almost skeptical. Because to be that good at baseball is near impossible. He's doing it again. 5 starts, 30 innings pitched, 49 strikeouts, Trev. He leads the National League in FIP, hits per 9, and strikeouts per 9. The dude's full-blown different.
I love watching a pitch. He handled Matt Olson zooing that ground ball the correct way. I definitely like seeing that. I mean, this guy's a young dude. He's a rookie last year. You got to remember that, dude. He's feeling settled in the big leagues, obviously. He's got his contract. He's one of, if not the best pitcher in the National League right now. And what's funny is Zac Gallen, he has overtaken him in strikeouts for the year. And I was like, dang, we don't really talk about that much. We talk about Spencer Strider all the time, and Zac Gallen's here overtaking him. And then I looked. He's only started 5 games. Zac Gallen's started 6 games. So Spencer Strider's going to retake the lead in strikeouts after his next start. He's an animal, man. 2-pitch pitcher as a starter, and you're able to do that. That's nuts. Some would say it's not sustainable, but he's sustaining it.
It's not sustainable, but he's sustaining it.
Yeah.
That's
how many 2-pitch starters do we have in the league?
Not many, man. I mean, he's Braves fans probably want us to mention the 21 changeups he's thrown this year, 4%, but
no.
But he's a 2-pitch pitcher.
You got to be at 10% for me to consider it a pitch. It's nuts.
He's 24 years old.
Is he married? What's his relationship status?
It's a great question. He's from the South. He went to Clemson. He's 24. There's a chance he's married. Trev, just another thing I want to throw out there. And, some big-time prospects get sent down this week. Jordan Walker, Dre Jameson, a few other guys around the league. Brian Bayo. Red Sox fans were so mad at us for not giving Brian Bayo love. He's back down figuring out.
He'll be all right. He's
gonna be
not a great start.
He's gonna be fine, Trev. But baseball takes a little bit to click unless you're Spencer Strider, who was never on a top prospect list.
What? Well, I mean, how long did he stay in the minor leagues?
He was drafted in the 4th round in 2020. It's one of those. Yeah. It's a weird sport, dude. It's a weird sport.
That's nuts. Let me see. Okay, so in the minor leagues, he only had 21 starts, so that's over a couple different years. No, over 1 year. He spent 1 year in the minor leagues. He spent 1 year. He went to 4 teams. He started in low A, he went to high A, went to double A, went to triple A. Holy snikes.
Does he have his Braves extension yet in donation to the charity or no?
He does.
Okay, good.
6 years, 75 M's. And you talked about if you're a rookie, it's hard to come up and have success unless you're in the Braves organization. And then you come up and you just are a guy. I don't know what they're doing, player development-wise, scouting-wise, but my goodness, good for them.
I could make a very strong argument for him being the best starting pitcher in baseball.
Yes.
That's insane. 4th round pick out of Clemson. Trev.
Hit it.
Dirt nasties on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
Like, this song does not match our show, but it matches our show perfectly.
But that's why.
That makes sense. Well, you're kind of a F boy.
Okay, now we're talking.
Yeah, a little bit.
Middle school dance, yeah.
Oh, my God. All right, people. We love In Fuego, and Dalton's done a nice little job here separating these categories. So now you know, hey, who had a good series? That's nice. Who had a good week? That's even nicer. The nicest 2 weeks. We'll start with the series. Brandon Drury, my guy, went 9 for 15, 2 doubles, a triple. He had 4 freaking tanks with 12 ribbies, 7 runs, and 3 walks. That was in a 4-game set against Oakland. Do your thing, Brandon.
Yeah.
You look good in a uni, baby.
Sure does.
Glad you're having success. Ramon Urias of the Baltimore Orioles, 7 for 11 in this series. Dang, bro. You got to hit basically every time. A double, 3 ribbies, 5 runs, and a walk. That's a 3-game set against Boston. And Nick Senzel, he had the walk-off. He went 5 for 11 with that homer, 3 ribbies, 3 runs, a stolen base, and a walk. That was against Texas. Now, for the week of 421 through 427, how about our guy Yoshida in Boston coming alive?
Yeah.
I like it. I want this guy to be good. I want the Red Sox to be good. 11 for 23 during this week with a double. He had 3 homers, 8 RBIs, 4 runs, and 2 walks. Nick Castellanos. We're a big Nick Castellanos show here. He also went 11 for 23 with a double, 3 homers. He only had 5 RBIs. He had 7 runs. That's a nice week. And then our Velo King up in Toronto, Yusei Kikuchi. I said that so wrong. I'm so sorry, people.
Yeah.
I messed that up. I'm going to do it again. Yusei Kikuchi. Might have messed that up still. 11 and 2/3 innings pitched. Only 8 hits, 1 earned run in those 2 games with only 3 walks to 11 Ks. We saw him in person.
Yeah.
That was really nice. 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
And we gave this guy a little bit of love. Actually, all these guys we've given a love.
Yeah.
Yiner Cano of the Orioles. He has 8 and 2/3 innings pitched. I don't think he's allowed to run it all this year, has he?
He got everyone out, and then the first guy he let on base, he hit him with a pitch.
Oops.
Yeah.
So 24 batters in a row he got out. That tied the club record open a season. And then he hit the guy on the 25th batter. That's pretty good. First pitch sinker, too. Get out of the way.
Still hasn't given up a hit.
Get out of the way. Yeah. So he's been doing it, I guess, just all year. Spencer Strider, you mentioned. We don't have to go through him too much. 14 innings pitched. That's ridiculous. Love that he's going that long into games with that many strikeouts. 22 Ks to 3 walks. And then our guy, Duran, outfielder for Boston, 14 for 35 over these last 2 weeks with 5 doubles, a homer. He has 10 RBIs, 7 runs, 3 walks, and 2 stolen bases. That's your Fuego. Root for these guys. I love it.
Yeah, didn't even say in Spencer Strider's soliloquy that he had a perfect game going. And a no-hit bid going his past couple starts. So, Jarren Duran, how about it? Sox Nation, kid. Trev, we have a weird injury segment that that's the name of it. Bassett left with a back injury. We'll see where he's at. Okay, Dalton had returning from IL. I like that. Mitch Haniger and Austin Slater back for the Giants. Let's go. Yu Chang, Austin Hayes banged up. Our guy Colin McHugh returning from the IL. And so is Jose Siri for those Rays because they need help. Oh my God, I missed a list of injured guys. There's so many. Judge got banged up.
So many.
Jesus. Josh Young, Baez, Springer, Gonsolin came back. Okay, dude, I can't. I'm gonna talk to Dalton. That segment gets
me. A lot of. Well, no, it's not his fault that people are getting injured.
It's informative and people like it. It just punches me in the face every time.
Can I say this about injuries real quick?
Need you to.
Everyone's so like, the trainers, man. We got a new training staff. Things are going to be okay. What can the training staff do? They all do the same stuff, people. They do the same stuff. You're on your own program in the big leagues. You don't stretch as a team usually, like barely.
Right.
Like, so they can give you guidelines. It's up to you to take care of your body. And it's also sports. Injuries happen in sports. The training staff, I'm telling you, like, they all do the same things. They all have the same equipment. Like, I don't think you can say like, hey, this team didn't get injured as much as this team. Their training staff is better. That's not the case. Sometimes it's just sheer luck. Like, so I keep hearing that, man. And I just got to say, like, I've been part of a lot of different organizations. They're all about the same.
Yeah.
I never was like, holy shit, this training staff whipped me in the shape. It's on you, the player.
Trev, you're not wrong. It's a weird thing that people don't know because there's guys that have injury histories. There's fluky injuries. There's injuries that seem non-fluky. And then, it's how organizations use guys. Like, we've talked a lot on Talking Yanks. They have a lot of relievers do the up downs. And Like Jimmy thinks there's a correlation to how many of their relievers have gotten injured in the past few years, and a lot of them have. Like, so I don't know. It's one of the places that fans have an outlet that they can say their opinion, and you can't counter it necessarily. So I think what you're saying is right, but also, yeah, like there's not a world famous trainer who keeps everybody healthy, is there?
No, and it's not like some organization has this secret machine that like this works on everyone. It's like they all have the same stuff.
What if they do and we don't know?
You know what? They actually don't.
What if the Braves have it? What if the Braves have the secret machine that makes Spencer Striders?
Maybe. I would say this. Here's the difference. There are some teams that have some of the newer equipment, whether it is a cryo chamber or some hyperbaric chambers or some stuff like that. Not every team has those available all the time. I mean, shoot, when I was playing, a team masseuse was like team to team. But that's not the training staff.
No.
That's like equipment that hey, you got to put it in the budget. So that could be one separator. Some of the machines like that, a cryo at home. You know who has a cryo at home? The Oakland A's. What?
Yeah.
Not a lot of teams have that. The Oakland A's have one. I don't get it. Okay. In that stadium, it is in like the smallest little crevice of the stadium. You have to walk up like 10 flights of stairs to get there. So they make it very inaccessible. It might not even be the A's. It might even have been the Raiders. They just left it or something. I don't know.
Leftover cryo chamber.
Anyways.
Trev, that passionate rant and what leads us into awards is brought to us by DraftKings. I mentioned what Carrie C did to me this week. Go Detroit, go! At the DraftKings Sportsbook, you can place $5 on any pregame moneyline bet, and if you get it right, you'll get $150 in bonus bets. They've got their same game parlays. Juice it up. Win a little extra. Join the big league action now on DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app and sign up with code TALKIN. New customers can bet $5 on any pregame money line and get $150 in bonus bets if their team wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code TALKIN.
Awards!
I needed that.
Trevor?
I think I need to have that just like on loop somewhere when I'm feeling down. Just throw that thing on.
We could set that up.
As you can tell, now I'm in a good mood.
Huge.
So I went through a couple different titles for this award. The first one was "What Can Brown Do for You?" That's an old shipping company's advertising jingle. Slogan is the word I was looking for. You got it, attaboy.
Are you falling?
But you said I couldn't do it.
Are you okay?
I'm not okay.
Not
I'm fighting
okay.
through this. You said I couldn't do that. So then I started thinking, all right, what I really wanted to convey in this award is like, what's something that like from the get-go has just gotten the job done for me? Like what has like from the first time I used it to now has just been like, can't miss every single time you got me and you're doing it. So I started thinking, we used to have Brita water filters at my house. Okay. And then we like put one of those things in the faucet. You know, like water's a big thing. You have kids, you have water bottles all the time. You need it to survive. I don't know if people know that, but you got to drink water to survive. And then we do water bottles and like, it just wasn't really working out. We didn't really have a good system for it. Okay. In my family, we drink a lot of water. Olivia drinks a lot of water. We try to do it to our kids. So we just like, we're all over the place with our water. And then one day I'm shopping at this big retail where you buy in bulk and you have to have a membership to shop there. And I love it. So I'm in there pushing my cart, getting all my stuff, getting my tri-tips. That's where I get my tri-tips. And there is somebody advertising something that I need. And it was a water jug company, like delivering you water jugs. And I said, you know what? I got to try this out. This could be the solution to our problems. Never had done it before. As a kid growing up, we never had it. We never had the big jug in our house. Never did. So this is the first time I tried it out. Signed up for my subscription. And since day one, it's been a savior in our house. I mean, I can't tell you how happy I am every other Friday when this dude strolls up my driveway with 6 new tanks of water, a bunch of water bottles. You can even get different carbonated beverages if you want. This service has been there for me since day one, just like Hunter Brown has been there for the Astros since day one. You talk about people coming up and not having success and it being a tough game. Hunter Brown says, what are you talking about? What game are you playing? I'm here 50 innings into my career and I got a 1.78. A 1.78. This guy has come up and absolutely dominated this league. You know, for all the people the Astros have had to replace, you know, we know about Correa. Pena comes in, freaking wins Rookie of the Year, doesn't he? Or I don't know, he won something. He was really good.
It's really good.
For them to do it again, man, like letting JV go and then just bringing this guy in, and he's been so freaking good, Jake. So freaking good. He's only started 7 games, but you look at this guy and you know he's going to be there. He's going to provide for you for the foreseeable future. This guy's not a free agent until 2029, dude. He's making $725,000 this year, and he is a freaking problem. Yeah. Watch him pitch. He's got 3 pitches. He elicits weak contact. He can strike guys out when he needs to. He's got the slider and the curveball. He knows where to go in the zone with them. Very, very impressive what he's been able to do. He's been reliable from the get-go. He's like my water company, who I love. I love you, Hunter Brown.
Nothing to add.
Wayne State University? What?
5th round pick out of Wayne State. I don't know. He's throwing a 92 mile per hour slider 36% of the time. So I don't know how you hit that.
You don't.
I have no advice on that.
This was actually the point that got me started on this whole Hunter Brown. I wanted to give him my award for this because now he is 50 2/3 innings into his career. 0 freaking homers given up. That's what you want.
Yeah, man. Trev, we told people at the top of the show I was going to give the same guy an award. I was going to give him Happy Divorcee because this team is now, they moved on from Correa and Pena popped up. Okay. World Series MVP, Rookie of the Year, all of it. Justin Verlander, you know, one of just an incredible season. And here's Hunter Brown now. So, yeah, they're just moving on to the younger and better thing. And they're good. And they're good. And they're going to be in the CS. You know, like, it's good for the kid. Good for the kid.
Good for me and my water company. Just that loving relationship.
I might look into that. I've just been drinking like faucet water recently, and
it'll change your life, bro.
I know, man. I know. We had like a beautiful fridge dispenser that's gone, and yeah, I might do that. Beautiful stuff, Trev. I'll do the I just had it. I'm blanking on it. The simulation is broken award.
Oh.
You know, another light topic
Is
for
it?
you as we try to wrap up this episode. Trev, you know our world is a simulation. You tell people about it a lot. And you know, I think we're starting to see some glitches in the simulation.
A little bit.
Yeah, I think it's happening, you know. The glitch in the simulation for baseball is Ohtani. Trevor, last night, he missed the cycle by probably 1/4 of an inch on the bat. Less. And I just want to think about that again for a minute because there's a couple things that you need to think about. Shohei Ohtani was the starting pitcher in this game. Wasn't his best start. That's fine. There's a lot of runs this game. 6 innings pitched, 8 Ks. Normal starting pitcher, you won't see them on the field again for 5 days, 4 days, whatever. They're icing their arm. They're with your training staff you're talking about. Trev, this was an 8-7 game. He scored 2 runs. He had an RBI. Trev, his first hit, infield single that he beats out running to first because he's one of the fastest guys in baseball. The triple, it's like a fly ball to the wall that goes off the guy's glove at the top of the wall. Gets a triple because he's one of the fastest guys in the league. He hits a single to left field that the center fielder cuts off, but he got a double because he's one of the fastest guys in the league. Trev, I know we do it. We talk about him the right amount because it's a baseball show and he's the best player. The simulation's fucking broken. He wins. The team won this game. They had to put up an 8 spot. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I'll talk about Shohei Ohtani every single day because you're right. I mean, it's become almost commonplace now. Oh yeah, it's just Shohei. It's Shohei doing Shohei. But like, I don't think that doesn't do it justice, obviously. You're right. When you really sit down and think about it, what this guy's able to do on the baseball field is crazy. We talk about like, oh, Gordon Carroll, he's so fast, man. How awesome is that? Shohei Ohtani's just as fast as this dude. Oh, dude, have you seen Camilo Doval throw his fastball like at 100? Like, dude, he throws the shit out of the ball. Shohei Ohtani throws 100.
Yeah.
Oh, Pete Alonso, hit Aaron Judge, and Stanton. Oh, their exit velo and their pop. They can go anywhere in the field, bro. Triple deck. Shohei Ohtani probably has more pop than those guys. Yeah. And it's one player. And honestly, I'm gonna say something. I don't know if this is controversial.
Good.
But I'm sick and I don't care.
Perfect.
I love that he's Japanese.
Okay.
I think it is so cool.
Yes. No, that's
he's
not
from
controversial.
Here.
Yes.
He's not from here, and he's not from Latin America. He's something completely different. And he's doing it, man. Because typically we don't think Japanese hitters coming over here and being able to do what he can do. There's been a couple. But we don't think of them as big bombers all the time. Or guys that throw absolute cheese. That's changing, bro. We saw it in the WBC. There's some guys coming from that league and that country that are going to come over and take over here, which is awesome. But I for some reason, that does even more for me.
It's massive for the sport. It's massive for the sport. I mean, dude, think about everything we said about Yoshida. Let's see, right? Like, okay, who was Roki Sasaki, the 22-year-old that throws a hunch piece with a splitter?
Can he hit?
Probably. Hey, I bet he'd be okay with a stick in his hand if you let him practice. But the fact that Ohtani has broken this mold, you're right. It's going to change the game forever. It has. And I don't know. It's easy to just be like, oh, Shohei's being Shohei again.
I don't ever want to be a hater. I want to lift the guys up. I want people to think that anything is possible.
Yeah.
Because the better way to live your life. And I think for the most part, a lot of stuff is possible. If you really just work at it and put your mind to it, you know, boom, motivation for everybody.
Holy shit.
But if you tell me you're going to be the next Shohei Ohtani, I'm going to tell you, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
I'll be a hater in that situation, in that instance, because I've said this before on the show. Just because Shohei has done it and like is an example.
Yeah.
You're not Shohei.
No.
And what I don't want to see, he might have ruined the whole thing for me. Because what if some guy comes up and he's like a pretty good pitcher and like a pretty good hitter? Say he's got like a 740 OPS.
Sure.
And like a 4 at the end of the year. Pretty impressive, dude.
It's incredible.
Like if he came first, we'd be like, whoa.
Right.
What the
Should
fuck?
be MVP.
Imagine the fucking debates we would have. It was Ramon Urias on offense, and he was, I don't know, pitching.
Say it, Kyle Gibson. Say it.
He was Gibby. Yeah, Orioles love. We'd be like, this dude's a freak show. Ohtani's the best.
He's like top 10 in both.
Yeah. Trev, I'm physically exhausted from this episode. I tuckered myself out like a fucking dog.
Here we are. We're doing it. I might go throw up right now.
Jake sucks.
Jake sucks.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you Monday. Enjoy the baseball this weekend.
Be nice to each other.
If you work at something, you can do it. Trevor Plouffe.
Not everyone.